All right, hi everybody. Welcome to the new channel. Probably a lot of you hopefully coming over from our trucking channel, but we kind of decided to separate everything and kind of do the farming stuff on a separate page and all that. So today, out here working on this disc. I bought at auction last year, I guess. I think it was. Paid about 275 bucks for it. The front disc here were pretty worn. So I knew I was going to have to replace this front gang. The back ones are they're pretty good. They still got quite a bit of life. It might be a half inch or so worn off of them, but not too bad. So I've already replaced one side over here. It went pretty well for the most part. Had a couple learning experiences with it. So kind of go over here. So here's the new side, got it all greased and everything, and straightened some pieces out. This piece here that holds these scrapers on was bent up a little bit, so I had to heat it up and straighten it out. So like I said, I already went through this side, and I was going to kind of take you along for the ride with the other side there, tearing this whole thing apart and rebuilding it. Some of the things, if you're going to attempt doing this, I highly recommend having a torch set with a rosebud tip as well for some extreme kind of heating. So there's a torch there. So about everything, I had to cut about everything off of this and had to do a lot of heating and all that to get some stuff loose. So with that, we'll jump right into it. I'm going to cut that gang off, then we'll pull the nut off the end of it and pull it apart so and see what we got. So we'll go ahead and get started here. All right, so first things first here. Before I go ahead and cut this gang off, it's easier to take this nut loose on this axle first, while it's all up on here. So there's a little tab on here. We have to bend those back, and these were already made. I bought a piece of 1 1/8" strip steel at Ace Hardware the other day, and I'm going to actually make a new keeper or nut holder for this. So we'll have to go ahead and bend these tabs over, because that's what keeps that nut from backing off, which this one's going to be so stuck on here, it probably won't come off anyways, but we got to get that out of the way. So just take a punch or a chisel and knock those back. I mean, these are available from, this is a Ford 201 flex disc, by the way. It's 8.5 feet. I like these discs because they do they flex, they'll kind of roll with the terrain instead of being fixed to the tractor. So they do a nice job, and a lot of parts are still available for them, but they are getting expensive. These blades, right now, today, what is today, April 7th, 2021, the blades were about $30 a piece from my, I actually got them through my Massey Ferguson dealer down here. The bearings and stuff are available, but they're the bearings, they're like $170. So, I mean, if I was to like rebuild everything, I mean, I'd probably be well close to $1,500 to rebuild one gang. So, and if you do that, you might as well just go buy a brand new disc. Basically, you can get them at Tractor Supply and other places like that. So anyways, go ahead and bend these back. And I'm going to heat this nut up, then we'll start up the air compressor. Actually, I better start the air compressor first, so we're ready to, while this thing's cherry red, we're going to hit it with the 1-inch impact and take this off. So make sure this is going to fit. Yeah. All right, I'm going to start the air compressor and get a deeper socket. Okay, so I got the compressor fired up in there, and I'm just going to use the 1/2-inch impact here. That's what I used on the other one. I used the 1-inch to tighten it back up when we were putting it back together. I do have a gas-powered compressor in there, an Ingersoll, so it's nice. It's nice if you got to take it out in the field or something, but it might be a little bit loud in there when it kicks in. So go ahead and heat this, and we'll take this off. These have probably been on here for a long time. I think they built these discs from the late 50s or so, early 60s, all the way up to the early 80s. And so at the newest, this thing's at least 40 years old. So. And I'm heating this so it expands the nut and makes it a little bit easier to come off. All right, we're gonna see what we got with that. I've got this lifted up off the ground right now. I think I'm actually gonna drop it down so it ain't spinning. More heat. This would probably be quicker if I used the rosebud tip, but I'm gonna be cutting these other bolts off, so I just didn't want to waste time switching out the heads on these. Which, if you don't know what a rosebud tip is, well, you'll be seeing it here soon enough. All right, 1 inch impact is, or ½ inch isn't working, so we're gonna try 1 inch. Okay, we're gonna heat and try this again. Got a deep well, 1.5 inch socket on for the 1 inch. The other side came apart a lot easier. I actually took it off with the 1/2 inch drive. This one's being a little bit more stubborn. Okay. All right. Looks as if it's turning. I just hope it's not twisting the whole shaft and gonna snap it in half. What I really have to worry about. Because I need to use this tomorrow, and I don't want to have to order and wait for another shaft or axle. It's moving now, so it's built up a little bit of air pressure. I hope it is. So this is why I recommend doing this while it's still on the disc, because if you take it off, you're gonna have, unless you put a big pipe wrench or something on it, you're gonna have a hard time keeping it from rolling around. Because I actually had to put a little crow's foot bar in there to keep it from spinning the way that it is now. So. Throw some more heat to it. So this is the rosebud tip. Throws out a lot more heat for heat and stuff, so I'm just gonna kick it up a notch here. And as always, you gotta have an ice cold beer on these big jobs, so. Striker. All right, we'll try that on for size. Definitely moving. Just gonna be a very slow process. So it's wanting to spin the whole shaft now, but that cast piece there, it has a keyway in it. So we're gonna put that down there and see what happens. And I put it the wrong way. almost there. Everything's hot. This tip about needs cleaned. Okay, it is stripped out. So, that is ruined now. So what we're gonna have to do is cut it, basically. So I will get the grinder because I don't want to. I actually have a 1-inch tap, so I can re-tap this axle to save it. But I'm gonna have to probably go to Fastenal tomorrow and get a new nut for that. So it is what it is. All right, we'll get a grinder. All right, got the grinder, and like I said, this thing has a keyway right here, so that's where we're gonna cut it so we don't damage the threads anymore on this shaft. Now, so you can turn it. Turn it right there, and we'll just cut it in half. Oh wow. That is not good. Not good at all. So this shaft may be ruined. All right, guys, after a long and hard fought battle here with this bolt on this axle, I ended up having to cut it because it screwed up the threads. Had to cut the bolt in half, or the nut. Then I had to cut the end of the shaft off to get this keeper off. So I called my local New Holland dealer, because this is a Ford disc, so New Holland took over Ford line, and she gave me a big attitude and everything else, and like wouldn't even look it up for me, and just said it's an whatever, you know. So she hung up on me. So I called my Massey Ferguson dealer where I got the disc at, and that guy kind of had an attitude too, and I told him I got all the dimensions and everything else. I mean, can you go to Timco or whoever you go through and give them the dimensions, and he gave me an attitude. And so I ended up calling Messick's over in Pennsylvania. They're a New Holland dealer, and they carry a lot of obsolete parts and stuff. So that's for you people that might have older Ford, Massey Ferguson stuff. They've got a lot of stuff out there. And unfortunately, they didn't, these axles, they didn't have it either. So I started calling around. I called Industrial Tube and Steel down here in not too far away, close to Akron. And I was just looking for a piece of 1-inch mild steel round stock, 48 inches long. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that square off the end and weld it onto a new one. And I've got a 1-inch die, so I can put threads on it myself and put a new nut on it. And he's like, oh yeah, we got a piece that's 69 inches in stock, but you can't, I mean, today is Wednesday. And I said, well, can I just come down there and pick it up and we'll be good to go? And they wanted like 120 bucks for it, and that was kind of high. And he's like, well, we can't pull anything until Tuesday because our orders are backed up, and we've been trying to hire people. And I'm like, really, like, it's sitting on a shelf right down, 5 miles away from me, and I can't come and get it. So I said, Tuesday ain't gonna work. I mean, the weather's good. I need to get in the field. So I wanted to have this thing up today. So I ended up calling Fastenal, and she actually had a piece at one of the other stores in Ohio, and they'll have it up here for Friday morning for me. So yeah, it is what it is. So if you guys are gonna buy a disc, an older used disc, you can see these shafts on the end. Well, I would try to figure out if it's a round shaft or not. Because if you're looking at a round shaft and a 1-inch diameter and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to find shafts for it if they go bad. You're going to have to make one. Now the square shafts, axles, they are a lot more common, like Agri Supply or whatever. They've got them all day long. So if you're going to buy a used disc, an older disc, I would try to find one with square axles on it. You'll have a lot better luck finding parts. So, but it seems the older round style axles are basically obsolete. So. And so you're going to have to make them, like, which I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do once I get the metal. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. I'm just going to cut these bolts because they're going to break off if I hit them with the impact anyways, like the other side did. So we're going to cut those off. We're going to lift it up with a tractor, and then we'll just pull this all apart. So I already got one disc off there, then these spacers. Then when I take this stuff apart, I always like to lay it out the same way that it came apart. Like, kind of, if you ever worked on a transmission or something, when you take it apart, it's best just to lay everything out in the order that it came out, and then you know how to put it back together. So that's as far as I'm going to get right on that. But I'm going to cut those off real quick, and we'll lift it up with the tractor, and then we'll take all this apart, and we'll have it ready to go for Friday to put it back together. I'm going to grab my torch here. All right, so now I'll start the tractor up and pick this up. I guess easier said than done. All right, there we go. Tractor off. So now these are scrap. So like I said, I'll just lay all this out. We're gonna do some work on these. So I had to get those old bolts out, and I had to heat them really hot to get all that stuff out last time on the other side. So. So once we get our new piece of steel, I'm going to hack this off of here. Then on my new piece of round stock, I'm going to bevel it down on the end. Then I'm going to weld the center of this square and weld this onto the new piece of metal, or the new rod. And then I've got a die, a 1-inch die. I'm gonna cut new threads on the end, and then I'll have to take a big grinding wheel to cut this groove in for this locking ring. So not too bad. I would have liked to have it together today, but just not gonna happen. And I had a smaller 6-foot disc, and I just sold it yesterday. So I mean, at least if I would have still had that, I could have hooked that up and went out here and did a little bit of work with it. I mean, it'd been really slow, but it is what it is. So I mean, I got like 400 bucks out of it, and I only paid $100 for that little Massey Ferguson disc. So, but oh well, it is what it is. So we'll finish this up once I get the rest of the stuff. So it should go back together relatively easy. With these split in half, these bearings, and I had to heat these really hot last time to get what was left, these bolts out of there, and they're just carriage bolts. So I got those down at Ace Hardware. So other than that, I guess that's pretty well it for today. So, yeah. So I guess we'll just do this as a 2-part thing. We'll do the reassembly, making a new an axle for it, and then putting it back together be part 2. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video and hit the bell for the updates. And you know, there's a new channel for us. We've on the other channel we've been in the trucking. I was doing the farming stuff all in one, but we split that up, and now we're exclusively just farming and equipment maintenance and that type of stuff on the new channel. We always got a lot of stuff going on this year. Doing about 50 acres. Always got working on something like this. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, like I said, subscribe, and like I said, hit the bell for the updates, like the video, and we appreciate all the views and support. So have a good one. Thanks for watching.